Hello and welcome. This is second intermediate level, Upstream 2, Unit 6. Today we are going to review Lesson 60, and the title of this unit is All in All. And by the way, we are going to come back to this title right at the end of this lesson. So pay me your attention, please. Now let's move on. So before we start, let's review our objectives. Actually, we have three objectives, and these three objectives are connected to each other. So let's have a look at the first one. So the first objective is to identify problems and suggestions. And I want you to focus on these two words, problems and suggestions. And the second objective is to make suggestions, justifications to problems. Again, the main three words here are suggestions, justifications, and problems, of course, the one that we have seen in the first objective. And the third objective of today's lesson is to write an article making suggestions. By the way, this is our main objective today. And as I said, these three objectives are related to each other, and we will move gradually to achieve the third one here. So let's move on. We will start our lesson by a very simple task. Actually, this task consists of pictures, three pictures, and I want you to look carefully at these pictures, and then you need to match them with the suggestions. Again, what is the meaning of problem? Everyone has a problem. If I'm tired, this is a problem. If I'm hungry, this is a problem. Okay, so these are the suggested suggestions. Of course, they are not in the correct order. So let's read the problems first. So the first one here, I'm always late for school. This guy problem is being late for school. So the second one is, I love eating and I am overweight. So what is his problem? His problem is being overweight. So overweight is another word or a synonym of fat, but you can say overweight because it's much polite than the word fat, because maybe other people might feel offensive, so it's better to use this nice word, which is overweight. While the third problem is, I'm going to read it with you. I moved to a new school and I don't have any friends. So what is his problem here? Actually, he feels lonely and sad. So your job now, I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and you need to match each problem with the suitable suggestion. All right, now let's match each problem with the correct suggestion. I hope that you got it correct, so let's check. So the first problem, I'm always late for school, goes with don't stay late. What about the second problem? Or the third one here, I moved to a new school and I don't have any friends. So it goes with join your school clubs and groups. Of course, you will find other people who enjoy doing the same thing, the same fun things, and you will make friends as quickly as possible. What about the third one? Do you remember the solution, or the suggestion, sorry, the suggestion for the problem? Here you go. Exercise 2 hours a day. It's a very useful activity, it's a very useful suggestion, and you will come over this problem in no time. Now let's review the first objective. So, to identify problems and suggestion. And I just want you to pay attention to the word problems and suggestions. What is the relationship between a problem and a suggestion? Well, a suggestion means a solution that we need to solve the problem. All right, now let's move on. All right, now I'm going to show you a problem and a suggestion. And I just want you to think, what is the problem with the following suggestion? So this is the problem. I have a terrible toothache. So here's the problem, terrible toothache, okay? And here is the suggestion, see the dentist. So what do you think? What is the problem? Actually, grammatically speaking, it's fine, it's correct. But the meaning is not correct because this is imperative. In English, we use imperative like see, like do, like go to give orders, not suggestion. Okay, so how can you make the suggestion much more polite? Let's go to the next page, and I've got the answer for this question. Well, there are certain expressions that we can use before making any suggestion. Like what? So the same problem that we have here. I have a terrible toothache, and the expression that we use is you should. You should see the dentist regularly. So do you think it's better than the previous one? It's better than saying see the dentist? Of course, it's better than saying see the dentist because you have this expression and now it sounds much more polite than the previous one. So can you think of other expressions that we could use to make suggestions? Yeah, so here we go. We can say you should, you can say you could, or why don't you? And by the way, if you use why don't you, you need to write a question mark at the end of the sentence. And you can say also, it would be a great idea too. So before we move on, remember to use these expressions before you give or make any suggestion. Now let's move on. So now let's talk about something else. There are also expressions that we can use to give justifications and reasons for the suggestions. Okay, so again, let's review the same problem. So look at the picture here. This guy has a terrible toothache. I have a terrible toothache. And what was the suggestion before? It was you should see the dentist. Again, this is the expressions we used for the suggestion. And where is the expression that we use to give the justification and the reasons? Well, it's the one in the blue here. As you can see, if you do this, your teeth will be clean and healthy. So why do we use justification and reasons? Well, the answer is very clear, because you want your idea to be much clearer and you want to persuade the other person, the one you are giving or making suggestion to. Now, there are other expressions, of course. If you don't like the word or the expression, if you do this, you can say this, that way your teeth will be clean and healthy. You can also say, this would mean that your teeth will be clean and healthy. You can say then, you can use you, by the way, then your teeth will be clean and healthy. And the last one, if you do this, your teeth will be clean and healthy. Now, and the last one here, by doing this, your teeth will be clean and healthy. All of these are suitable expressions. You can use them instead of if you do this, and your sentence will sound clear and simple. Now, let's review more problems and try to make some suggestions and justification and reason for each suggestion. So here we go. So this is the problem. I don't do well in my English exams. So what do you think? So this is the suggestion. Read English short stories. So we have a problem and we have a suggestion. What will happen if you read English short stories? So this is the justification. Well, you will learn many new words. So how can you merge the suggestion with the justification in one sentence? Well, now let's do an activity. I'm going to give you the same problem, and I want you to recall the same suggestion and the same justification, and I want you to merge them in one sentence. So this is the problem. Remember, this is the problem that we have, and you have 1 minute to merge them in one sentence. Remember to write the suggestion and the justification.